Hello, everyone, and welcome to this truncated edition of the Super Split Screen Bros. I am Nick, and here is my very loyal partner, Jared.
What's up, Nick?
Not much. So before we begin, I wanted to touch base on something. Me and Jared had been collaborating with a person on this who would come on this channel, who we had found out was trafficking in not so good material.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of the serial protective variety.
Mm-hmm.
Take that as you will. We have cut ties. I have privated the videos, and he will no longer be appearing on this channel. I'm just making that statement right away, so no one can kind of confuse us. We do not support those actions in any shape or form, but we're just making a statement, putting this on the record.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jared, I really love video games, but you know what I don't like?
What?
Crappy video game adaptations.
But wait, don't we have to talk about what we've been playing?
That was a waste of a good segue.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. All right, but anyway, so you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm continuing my playthrough of Marvel's Avengers. I like it. It's significantly more fun when you're doing a new game plus because your levels for your characters and your loot stay. So I'm like a boss level Thor and Hulk. So I'm like, I am a god raining down thunder on people. It is so bad.
God.
And plus, this is the first time Kamala Khan has been actually useful to me because her levels carry over. Take that as you may. I find her to be a very annoying. She's still as annoying in the main campaign, and I'm approaching the. I'm about to start the final mission of my Ultimate Alliance 2 playthrough. I'm at the end of the game. The alliance has been reforged to fight an invasion of evil nanites. So there you go. What about you, Nick?
I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky. I think I beat the main campaign, but this is kind of one of those games that they don't really end. It's kind of like a Minecrafty kind of thing. Other than that, I've been playing some Pokemon Scarlet. Just been finishing up some of the paths, whatnot. I finished up the Titan path, and then I'm just about finished with the Team Star path. So I'm just kind of finishing that up. I've been played a lot when it came out, and then kind of sparingly through there. Never really finished up those, but like now that they got the DLC kind of coming out soon, I figured I might as well wrap it up.
That's awesome. I like that. Good taste. So what Nick and I wanted to talk about this week. So we're big gamers. And we're big movie lovers. But for some reason, there's a lot of times when games and movies don't mix well. Like, really don't mix well.
Yeah.
So we're talking about bad game adaptations. Most of them from the 90s.
Yeah. So Mortal Kombat has basically run the gamut from like pretty good to okay, and then you got this.
Yeah, Jared. We might as well. Yeah. So Nick has a little clip to play.
Now, I'm sure most of you will be familiar with this, but this is from the movie Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is a sequel to the original one, which is actually pretty good. The first one's pretty good.
Before you press play, you might want to raise the YouTube volume a little bit because it was a little low when you were testing this out for me. Go ahead.
All right.
Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die.
I don't know what passes for acting back then, but that wasn't it.
I was about to say it wasn't only the script writing, because even the best actor couldn't say that was also really, really, really terrible acting.
I mean, just look at like the Katana actress, who she's actually pretty decent. Like in that little clip, Katana. Okay, so the first one we saw was Katana, from Mortal Kombat. The other one was supposed to be Sindel, the mother. If that's your Mortal Kombat lore lesson for the day. Like the kind of actress, she's from the first movie. She's actually not that bad. Like her acting's, it's like, yeah, it's okay, But the other one, I guess you could say she really annihilated the script.
Well, and we've had our weekly Nick pun, so. But yeah, so
I guess you could say her acting was quite the fatality.
Mhm. What tops my list for
Not
worst
quite the flawless victory we were hoping for.
what tops my list for the worst video game adaptations is actually a recent one. It's a show. It's called Halo. Be-
Oh, that is a low hanging fruit right
that is
there.
for me because I think people on this show
What?
at this
You don't
point.
like Master Cheeks?
Okay, so there's a couple of problems with this show. Number one,
it's there's two of them. It's called Master
well, let me be
Cheeks.
clear. The set design, the suits, the weapons, they all look really cool. So they got the look down.
You
The
know who isn't
problem is,
cool?
the
Master
problem
Cheeks.
is the Covenant don't show up for most of the episodes. So it's essentially a 9-hour movie where 3 episodes have action and the action lasts for roughly 5 to 10 minutes. So you're looking at about 30 minutes of action in a 9-hour movie based on Halo, and Chief takes his helmet off. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Literally, there was a scene in one of the episodes where it goes on, off, on, off, on, off. It's like at this point that they're giving their fans the middle finger.
It's almost like making a Judge Dredd movie and having him take off his helmet after the first act and never putting it back on. Oh boy, never mind.
Oh, the '90s called. They want their movie back.
And no, the '90s called Sylvester Stallone. They said stop, but he
I
didn't
am
listen.
the law.
Carl Urban did that.
Carl Urban did that. That Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie was fantastic.
He even had the "I am the law" line, and he just did it so much better.
His grimace, he has the Judge Dredd grimace. He looks like Judge Dredd. But anyway, back to games. So there's that.
Herps were uncooperative.
So there's that. But really, the first game adaptation that I really started watching regularly and hating was Resident Evil. Those movies.
The first movie, while flawed, was a somewhat honest attempt at adapting the games, but it just became, hey, I'm Milo Jokovic, and my husband is the director, and I'm his personal waifu. So what crazy situation you put me in then?
Yeah, I have mind powers, but I will say the most recent one called Welcome to Raccoon City, that was actually pretty decent in terms of story. In terms of casting, not so much.
I mean, the only thing, say what you will about the movies, but at least they're not the Netflix series.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that because I have no plans to.
They make the movies look like high art.
What I did, if you ever want to get a good idea of how good or bad a show is, watch Angry Joe. He'll basically go into it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that guy. But anyway, in terms of my last favorite, okay, this one's bad, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and that's the first Doom movie. I have to designate the first because the second one has no value whatsoever.
Yeah, like there are redeeming qualities to the first Doom movie. The
That
second
first
one,
person
no.
shooter scene where it's playing like heavy metal music and it's first person, that is legit Doom.
Also, like, I feel like they're pretty much adapting the third game first and foremost. And also, I love the scene where like they show that the BFG and the Rock's like, that's one big bleeping gun.
Yeah, because that's literally what it's called. But yeah, so there's that one. It's so that one. Let me put it this way: of the adaptations I've mentioned, I'll watch that.
They at least
Doom.
tried with Doom.
Oh, well,
they at least tried.
And Doom is the one where if I see it's on, I'll be like, okay, I'll watch this. Halo, I haven't watched it full on since it came out. I only pop in to watch a few action scenes because the action scenes are pretty good. Besides that, nope, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those are my worst ones. Let me ask you this, Nick. What are your least favorite video game adaptations?
Well, I've already touched on Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Let's see here. There's this. I gotta say, Double Dragon. I haven't seen that thing in like 25 years, but gosh darn, is it horrible? Um, oh, it's bad. I showed you pictures of it before the episode, and
It doesn't look good.
no, it does not. But yeah, there's so many of them. It's hard really to nail one down.
Yeah, there's so many, and a lot of not only gaming but bad comic book movies were in the 90s. For some reason, the 90s was the
Well,
bad adaptation
here's
decade.
here's the, well, here's the thing. I mean, bad comic book adaptations were in the 80s and the 70s. I
True.
mean, honestly, you can go back to the 40s and you go back to like, the serials that we
Mhm.
got, like the Batman serials. So those are more of their time instead of just outright bad. But they've been doing comic book adaptations since the 30s and 40s.
Mhm.
In the 50s, we had the Superman TV show.
No, but
60s.
what I mean is that really bad ones, like the notorious ones.
I mean, there are some notorious ones in the 80s as well,
True. Like
like
Supergirl.
the Captain America. I think that was 90s though. Have you ever seen the Nick Fury movie from the 90s?
There was a Nick Fury movie?
Yes, with David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury, and Harry Hamlin's wife as Black Widow.
You know what's kind of funny? I could kind of see Hasselhoff as the white Nick Fury.
All right, I'm gonna look this up and just show you pictures. Nick Fury, Agents of Shield. This is from 1998. All right, I got pictures pulled up. I'm gonna show you real quick. But yeah, just like,
Oh,
look
no,
at,
that's horrible.
yeah, I mean, he does like the
He
original
looks the
version.
part. He looks the part of the original Nick Fury. It's just everything around it is
Oh,
stupid.
it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh no.
Like, frick.
It's put like 90s or like something like that when it came out.
That's not it.
Yeah, that does not. She does not look like. No, that's not who that is. You can go. Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I think that was supposed to be Nick Black Widow, but like,
you're really hurting me, dude.
Yeah, Lisa Renna was
Let's see.
let's see here. Okay, this is not really wanting to cooperate, so.
All right, there you go. But anyway, yeah, that at first I thought, okay, I could see that, but then when I saw the actual execution, I was like, no.
No.
But
have you seen the Reds? Have you heard about the Roger Corman Fantastic Four?
I've heard I've heard the infamous stories, and I've seen clips.
Yeah, that one was like supposed to be bad, but like that was like an ash can. That was literally legit an ash can kind of thing.
But anyway, so let me ask you this, Nick. Why do you think it's so hard to adapt game movie? I mean, I think we've kind of gotten the hang of it now because we've got like The Last of Us, Sonic, and such. But why do you think for so long it was so hard?
Here's my theory. I think video games are where comic book movies were in the year 2002. Okay, because with comic book movies, with any of these adaptations, it's all about cracking the code. Like, how do you adapt it? And I think up until Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man, I really say X-Men is really the one that cracked the code, because Blade was more of just a vampire horror action movie. It was presented more like that than a comic book movie.
Yeah,
so
it's either X-Men or Spider-Man that really broke the mold, I think.
Well, I'd say these movies kind of these trends happen in kind of like a 1-2 punch, where regular comic book movies, you had X-Men, then Spider-Man. For the R-rated comic book movies, you had Deadpool and then Logan. They kind of come out in two.
And then Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That I don't think that was rated R until
No, it was
5. The original.
No, I said Zack Snyder. I said Zack Snyder's Justice League, the movie that came out.
Yeah, well, the problem with that version didn't come out until like 5 years afterwards, so
Oh, okay, but yeah.
I was trying to dance around. I didn't
The
want to
other
get it.
one may have the non-existent version of the movie may as well have been rated G. But anyway, back to what you were saying.
But yeah, it's
And
all kind of about cracking the code. And with video game movies, what I think is the one-two punch was Detective Pikachu and then Sonic.
Mhm. But
And then
Sonic had the aid of having that whole controversy with the Sonic design, because once people saw that, like, oh, the studio is paying attention to what we want, then they were more likely to go. Then people were more likely to go see it because they felt like, okay, the studio understands us.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, by that point, we were starting to get good adaptations. Like Castlevania had come out, which was a pretty good adaptation. Then we got Sonic, and then Sonic 2. Oh, I love Sonic 2.
Sonic
Just like
2 legit
I
was a
want the
Sonic game.
I legit want the poster where it's just like a replica of the Sonic 2 box art.
Because, yeah, they pretty much did that.
Yeah, I want that poster so bad.
My favorite scene of that movie was when Eggman supposedly crushes Sonic and then Sonic goes full supersonic. And you see, like, you just see the golden light coming out of the hand at first, and I'm like, oh. Then he just goes around and cuts off the robot's head, and you see like the gold ring as he goes around. I'm like, yeah. And where Eggman tries to punch him, and then Sonic just stops. I was like, nope, I'm done.
I guess you could say in that moment, Sonic literally had the power of God and anime on his side.
Yeah. Oh, I love where Eggman goes, I like the gold. It works for you. First off, fantastic casting for Robotnik. Can we just say that? Fantastic casting.
And if I really feel like that role actually helped Jim Carrey mentally, because
Mhm.
he's kind of been in a rut, kind of like the past 5 years or so. But I
Yeah.
feel like that role, like, because that's it, because like Robotnik is like classic '90s Jim Carrey. Like literally, if they did a
Like the
Sonic
mask.
movie, yeah, if like they did a Sonic movie in '97 and casted Jim Carrey as Robotnik, he would have literally gotten the same performance.
Yeah, it allowed him to kind of go back to the time that made him who he is today,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of cool. And plus, also, it was just really fun to see like these characters done justice. And that's the thing. And actually, Warp Zone had a good video about this, and what they said. The problem that video games movies face is that they have to, in order for people to go see them, they have to sort of try and capture all the player experiences, because each of us has that like a different experience playing the game. So they have to find a way to
Mm-hmm.
capture the general player's experience so that the player connects with the property. A lot of them fail
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Yeah, and also the problem is a lot of these video games lack a coherent story. They lack. I mean, you're kind of seeing it more with more modern stuff has is basic. That's why Last of Us was so easily adapted, because Last of Us is essentially a
It's a
movie in
wonky
itself.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, feelings about Last of Us aside, it is essentially a 30-hour movie, and the fact that you're adapting it into a mini series just helps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, same reason why they said they're doing a God of War movie, but they're skipping straight to the Nordic part, which I think is kind of stupid. But it's for the same reason, because God of War 20 whatever it came out in is very much in the same mold, so it's a lot easier to adapt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I could see that. And plus, if The Last of Us is any indication, I think we're on a good trend for gaming adaptations. Because okay, granted, I've never played it. I've watched
Oh, I guarantee you, trust me, the gold rush has yet to come.
oh yeah.
Because you got to realize we are in the pre-MCU stage of video game adaptations. And what I mean by that is, like the 2000 to 2007 era of comic book movies. That's what we're in. We're
Mhm.
in the era where we're starting to get good comic book movies. They're coming out regular basis, but they haven't really blown up yet. They
Mhm.
haven't become the it thing. Okay. And that
Mhm.
really didn't happen until the MCU started to really make waves. We are in that 2000 to 2007 era. That's where we're at right now with video game adaptations. And all it takes is like a Smash Brothers cinematic universe or whatever,
Which what they
Like
could just do, you know what they could use for a framework? You know how
Smash Brothers.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was going to bring up, because essentially the Super Smash Brothers movie is their version of the Avengers, really, when you think about it, because just bringing together all these different IPs and characters together. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Detective Pikachu. You got Sonic, Mario,
Samus.
and
I want a Metroid movie so badly.
live action or animated.
Live action, obviously.
See, here's my dream, and this will never happen. I want a live action Metroid movie starring Mila Jovovich as Samus Aran,
I could see that.
directed by Ridley Scott.
That's true. It doesn't hurt that one of the characters in the game is actually named Ridley.
I mean, Metroid is a send up to aliens anyway.
True, it's very much alien inspired. But yes, I would love that. It's not going to happen, but I would really love that. But
well, actually, I can't remember what the character's name is, Ripley or Ridley. Because if it's
Ridley, Ridley is the dragon.
Okay, because if it was Ripley, it would be Ellen Ripley.
That's true. But yeah, I do agree with you with it, because that is legit. They made their own game universe, and you could just take that framework and say, okay, so these characters exist in the shared continuity.
The Kirby movie.
Oh my gosh, who would you want to play Kirby?
That movie would be animated, because Kirby. I just don't see them doing that live action.
It would look terrifying when Kirby swallows someone in live action.
Exactly. That's one where it's like, maybe you do it CG. You probably do it in CG. I think Illumination could probably handle Kirby. Zelda. Oh, I'd love to see that live action.
I think you could do that one live action.
Yeah, you need to cast a younger actor for Link, though. You need that youthful thing.
True.
Who would you have to play Ganondorf? I want an older British actor.
Well, because I was gonna say Josh Brolin, because Ganondorf is Link's Thanos.
If it's a voice, if it's like animated, yes, I could totally see Josh Brolin doing that.
Yeah, exactly. If we're talking if we're talking live action, I don't really know that well. Who would you cast?
The first one that came to mind was Tom Ellis. The guy from Lucifer.
Kind of see that.
Yeah, that's like the Ganondorf version. Because Ganondorf.
Tom Hiddleston.
I do not want sexy Ganondorf.
By the way, that was a troll. That was a troll. I was want to be clear. That was a troll.
I do not want women wanting to screw Ganondorf. Please, no.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
So we record these on Jared's channel. If this were my channel, I'd literally have the office like, God, no, please, God, no. I need that clip.
Yeah, I'll find that. Okay, because I need that for my streams too. But anyway. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, Link would be super cool, because you could kind of Peter Jackson Link Zelda movie.
I know he's video game friendly. I'm not sure how much of a game. Oh no. Wait. Let's. I gotta roll back. I gotta take back. I know who I want to do Metroid.
Who?
John Carpenter.
Either him or Zack Snyder.
You do realize that John Carpenter is actually a huge gamer, right?
Yeah, and if there's anyone that I would trust with a franchise that is pretty horrific in its own right, yeah, I gotta go with John Carpenter.
I could see John Carpenter like doing a good job with the Metroid movie.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. There's gonna be bodies opening up and turning into mouths and such.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. What video game franchise would you have Zack Snyder direct?
Well, Metroid for one, because I think he does well with sci-fi. But
I was gonna say Devil May Cry.
Or Metal Gear Solid.
No, do you know about Devil May Cry?
Yeah, I do. I could see that. I could see that. Wait, Zack Snyder's Sonic the Hedgehog.
That sounds like
No,
a
no,
onion.
wait,
That sounds like
wait.
an onion article.
No, 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 no. Wait, Zack Snyder's Shadow the Hedgehog movie.
That sounds like something the Babylon Bee would do.
By the way, can I say this for any of you people that any of you fan art makers? Can you make a recreation of one of the Batman versus Superman posters, but it's Shadow and Sonic, please? Thank you, because that would be so good. Can you imagine? I'm telling you, dude, that would be awesome.
I think Zach could probably do Metal Gear Solid. Because I was thinking like the video game uh like how familiar are you with Devil May Cry? Because it's like a bunch of like sword play.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect for Zach's style, like the slow mo and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
It would just be perfect for him. I think Devil May Cry.
Another game that I think Zack Snyder would do well in is Mortal Kombat.
The movie would be like 75% slow mo, but
Slow
yeah.
motion punches and and the super moves and everything like that. But yeah, but by the way, that's a good adaptation. Is the most recent Mortal Kombat movie that was actually
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's the best one we've gotten yet. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good.
It pretty much sums up what a Mortal Kombat match is like. Yeah, exactly. And they actually have people go flawless victory. I'm like, oh yeah.
I mean, they did do that in
Mhm.
the original movie,
Oh, okay.
like once, but yeah.
But yeah, so there is that. Oh, I know what I want Zack Snyder to direct. Doom.
Yeah.
I just realized because of his visual style and which game is really most like accepting of slow motion.
Actually, you know what movie he needs to direct?
What?
Halo.
Okay, I like that a lot better. That was all. It took me a second. I was like, oh, yes. You would have that in every single soundtrack. Jeez. Every single. By the way, that was another problem with the Halo song, with the Halo show. That song only showed up in the last episode of the last battle for like 10 seconds.
Who would you get to direct a Mass Effect movie?
Zack Snyder. I was about to say that's another one
Okay.
that I could see. If I
Okay.
can't choose Zack Snyder,
No more Zack Snyder because
All right.
otherwise you just put him in everything.
Steven Spielberg
Okay.
or
But what if
James
he's gotta go?
Cameron.
You're getting these like really, really, really big directors.
No,
now.
but what I mean is because these dudes know how to do like high concept, big sci-fi universe as well.
Fair. But
Or
let's someone who
honestly,
could-
John Carpenter would be a good idea for that because there's a very horror element for that
I don't know.
with the Reapers and all that.
Yeah, but that's like a smaller portion, whereas Metroid has kind of more is more come straight from the Alien mold. So I feel
Okay.
like Metroid would be a good fit, John Carpenter. But like, whereas Mass Effect is more Star Wars esque.
Mm-hmm. Directed by George Lucas.
Actually, no, Gareth Edwards.
What is he
He's
doing?
the guy who did Rogue One, and then
Yep.
Godzilla 2014.
Yes, please. By the way, how far are you in Mass Effect?
I haven't played. I haven't gotten any farther since the last time we talked.
Oh, geez, you gotta get to the other games, dude.
I really do. I just have so much other stuff I want to play.
They're so much fun, dude.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just I have the same problem that every other PC gamer does. It's like my backlog is immense,
Mhm.
and I just look at this wall of games that like I've never played and be like, I'll just play GTA 5 again.
Oh yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, that's another. I believe we are getting a Mass Effect series. I think.
They've been saying that for over a decade. So,
But I do want. I think it could do well as also a series as well. If you have like all these different stories, maybe each episode is like told from the perspective of one of the squad mates.
here's a question for you. So, on the assumption that the Mario Brothers movie does well, which I think it's pretty safe bet, Nintendo will be more open for video game adaptations, and also they'll open the floodgates for other people. What other properties? And we're not going to talk about creative people. What other properties do you think might get adaptations in the next 5 to 10 years?
Mass Effect for
Um,
one.
yes, Mega Man. I
Mega
think.
Man, yes, exactly.
Trying to think like we might get another Street Fighter movie.
Of course. Was you of course yeah, I need that. But
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of like let's see what other Capcom
Metal Gear
properties.
Solid, honestly.
Yeah, they'll probably put money into doing Resident Evil right. I feel like they'll thought, okay, fine, we'll do it good right this time.
Yeah, because they're on the right track. They just have to work on their casting because the Welcome to Raccoon City was honestly a pretty faithful recreation of the
See, the
first two
problem
games.
is they keep wanting to skip to the events of Resident Evil 2, which takes place in the city. Whereas for a first movie, just put it Resident Evil 1 in the Spencer Mansion. It's contained. It is a through line. It's a story. It's perfect. It's right for movie adaptation.
Plus the fact you can really go into the horror because you can have like zombies around every corner and such. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to
If
skip
it
to
were
Raccoon
me,
City. Mhm.
if it were me, and if I was doing a Resident Evil movie, I'd make it a B movie horror kind of thing, like lean in, because that's what the first Resident Evil movie is. It's a B horror movie. Like you were almost a Jill sandwich, or I'm giving this to you, Jill, because you're the master of unlocking. Like lean into that, lean into the unintentionally hilarious dialogue and whatnot, and just kind of make it more of like make it horror. It's scary, but it's more of like a B movie kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Sam Raimi horror movie. Like, oh fuck! Oh, whoa! Sorry, Sam Raimi directing Resident Evil 1 and doing exactly that. Boom, good. We're good.
Oh, but
I'm sorry. That is perfect. That is perfect.
Yes, that's perfect. I have another franchise I think got adapted pretty well. Warcraft. Did you ever see the Warcraft movie?
Do you not see what is one of the game boxes in our very background?
Yeah, I know, but did you see the Warcraft movie?
Do you not see the box
All right.
in the back?
All right. Well, let me rephrase this question. What did you think of the Warcraft movie?
I liked it. I saw it in theaters.
Me too.
I even brought a friend of mine who knew nothing about Warcraft, and he enjoyed it.
I knew about it. Like I've never played the games, but I know the basic concept of man versus orcs and all that.
I think if you're a Warcraft fan, it's obviously really good because it's one of those movies that actually, if you don't know the lore going into it, it is to its detriment, I would say. Also, one of the problems is the human side suffers from very generic, tropey writing and characters, but the orc side is very well done. I mean, not just the CG, but like the characters, the story. That's the interesting part. The orc story is interesting. The human stuff is like, can we get back to the orcs, please? I was getting into that story,
Yeah.
I mean, also the fact that like they're basing this around Warcraft 1, which since it came out in like I think early to mid 90s, it is very light on story. So it's like you didn't have much to adapt. Like Warcraft 1 and 2 were popular, but the series really didn't start blowing up until Warcraft 3.
Yeah. Okay. So, and yeah, I was coming out as a complete noob, and I enjoyed it. Another gaming adaptation that I felt was okay. I've never played the games, but they were okay. Is Uncharted.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
I have control of the.
That is not Uncharted. That is not Uncharted.
Oh, really?
I am a fan of Uncharted.
Well, here's the thing.
And I took one look at the trailer, and it is not Uncharted.
Here's the thing. I don't like Tom Holland as Nathan Drake because I know who Nathan Drake is and all that stuff, and I know what he's supposed to be like, and I'm like, no.
That is one of the biggest problems is Nathan Drake is not supposed to be a young kid. He's supposed to be early to mid 30s at his youngest. He's supposed to be a more mature lovable rogue. He is a Han Solo type character.
Oh, he's the way I think of Drake is he's a mix of Indiana Jones and Han Solo.
Okay, so let's kind of, who would you cast as Drake? Don't say Nathan Fillion. While he is
That's the
perfect,
obvious choice.
if we're doing an Uncharted 4 era, like Uncharted 3 to 4, sure. But if you want to make a franchise out of this and you're going like
He
Uncharted
was in
1
that
era,
fan film,
which was amazing.
which was great.
Also, oh, by the way, the guy they got to play Sully, like he's the guy from like Avatar. Yeah, he is perfect for Sully. He was my casting for Sully.
Who is it? Oh, you mean Nathan Lang or something like that? Stephen
Yes,
Lang?
yes.
Yes, 100%.
They had him in the fan film, and you put a mustache on him, he is Sully.
He is Sully. 100%. Yeah. But in terms of who I would cast for Nathan Drake, if I can't do Nathan Fillion, maybe Chris Pratt.
I will say the woman who played Elektra in Daredevil would be my Chloe.
Jennifer Gardner?
No, in the Netflix series.
Yes.
She is my Chloe.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Chris Pratt as a Drake? Because I think he's old enough, but he also gets the quippiness.
No.
All right.
No.
Who would you cast?
See, the thing is, Drake is a character. While he's quippy, he's also there's kind of a seriousness to him. It's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen Chris Pratt be like dead serious and make it work. But whenever I see him, it's just he's all too jokey. I don't know, jokes for the sake of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
His Star-Lord is a BA, but it's still more of a jokey BA. You can't really see him doing serious moments. You know.
Oh, I've seen. Watch the Terminal List. He does very, very, very serious in that.
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is kind of an easy pick, but even him, I don't know. I've seen like I don't want to say Ryan Reynolds because that's too easy.
Well, again, here's the thing. So is Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, but I've seen enough of Nathan Fillion do seriousness to know he could do it. Like if you like, I'm sorry, I'm a Firefly fan. I've seen him do serious.
Yeah, 100%. And I too am a Firefly fan, so we're all good. I'm a brown coat. There you go.
Okay. Even another reason why we're friends.
I have the comics, dude.
I have the DVD set.
So do I, and I have I started on Serenity and moved to the movies.
I have a Jane hat.
Okay, you officially beat me there. For the longest time, I didn't know Malcolm Reynolds' name. For some reason, it just kept missing me.
Also, you do realize that Deadpool's girlfriend is Anara.
Yeah, and you do realize that like
Mal, Wash is in everything now.
Yeah, Mal, Wash, and Jane all voice Marines in Halo, and actual characters in Halo. They were three of the squad mates in ODST.
Oh, you want to? Oh, here's a crazy connection. So Jewel State, who played Kaylee, was on Stargate Atlantis. You know who also was on Stargate Atlantis?
Jason Momoa. Yeah,
So he actually was on like this. Like he actually worked with Jason Momoa.
And Summer Glau was Supergirl in Batman Superman Apocalypse.
And she was also a Terminator.
That's true. And by the way, she was good as Supergirl. I thought for the voice and all that stuff.
Yeah, like honestly, I think I don't know. Put a blonde. I don't know because like I feel like she'd look weird with a blonde wig.
She could do Donna Troy, maybe.
Thing about Summer Glau is when she's in her range, which is very small. She's great.
Cassandra Cain.
Remember, she was Ravager on Arrow, and she sucked at it. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm
only going off of her performance as River, because when you think about it, River is basically Cassandra Cain.
I don't know.
I don't. But anyway, but yes. So in other words, where we were. Oh yeah. But anyway, as someone that wasn't as attached to the series, that's why I went into it. It's just a popcorn movie. I'm just gonna Just sit there and enjoy a flick. That's why I enjoyed it. It's not like with Halo where I had a violent reaction to it.
Oh, you want to talk about violent nerd reaction? So I remember I was. This is not to do with video games, but it's more like book adaptations. I remember I was in the theater and they played a trailer for Ender's Game,
Mm-hmm.
and
I,
and no.
yeah.
So they're doing it, and they showed Petra, like one of the characters from the book, and she had like long flowing hair. I literally yelled out in the theater, Petra does not have hair, because in the books she had shaved her head off. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible human being.
See, I read the book and watched the movies. Honestly, I also have the Marvel Comics miniseries where they
The
turned
movie's
Ender's
actually
Game
not
into a
that bad.
comic. The
The
movie's
movie's
not
actually
that
not
bad.
bad.
I enjoyed
Also,
it.
Harrison Ford as Colonel Graff is perfect casting, and I think Ben Kingsley was an amazing
Mazer?
Mazaracum,
Mhm.
Mazaracum, and I think Aisha Butler was a great Ender Wiggin.
Yeah, and
Honestly,
honestly,
it was well cast. The whole movie was well
yeah,
casted.
and honestly, we talked about this on CLD, but between him and the kid from Young Sheldon are my casting for Damian Wayne, the DCU.
I can see Asha being a really good Damien. He's my casting.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe Tim Drake if we don't do Damien because the kid from Young Sheldon is perfect.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of the Young Sheldon kid and other stuff. Actually, we're talking about Young Sheldon. McKenna Grace would make a really good young Batgirl.
Who's McKenna Grace?
She is Paige. You also might know her from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Did I watch Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Did you? Because that is a condition upon our friendship. If you have not, I am ending the show right now, and you're no longer my friend.
I can watch it tomorrow. I'll watch it tomorrow. Oh, that's the new one, and I see her. Yes, she could totally be young Batgirl.
She's an amazing actress. She's got like the build. She's got
Maybe
the look.
spoiler.
Yeah, she could do Stephanie Brown, but she is an amazing actress. I think like if you want to have like a younger Batgirl, kind of thing, like if you want to do like young Dick Grayson, that young Batgirl kind of thing, I could totally see her as young Batgirl.
So here's a casting for Nathan Drake. This may be wrong, but I'm just gonna throw a name out. Paul Rudd.
I don't know. I mean, there's also the like. It's one of those things where it's like a maybe. Like if they announced Ryan Reynolds, I'd be a little wary, but I'd be given a chance. That's how I feel with Paul Rudd. But also, I feel like he's kind of a little bit too old for the role.
Okay. But in terms of like character and demeanor, I think he could do it pretty decently.
I don't know. Well, he's a funny person. I don't really feel like he has like the youthful energy that Nathan does. Like Ryan at least has the youthful energy.
Yeah, because he also gets pretty serious in Deadpool. By the way, you know what I think? Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, I think it's actually a good.
Have you ever seen The Ryan Project on Netflix?
I have. It's really good.
It is really good.
By the way, speaking of Ryan Reynolds, a fantastic gaming adaptation that's basically a GTA 5 movie is a Free Guy.
I've seen it.
That's basically GTA 5 the movie.
It's not a GTA 5 adaptation, more so it's a GTA Online adaptation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's
as
like
someone who has 500 hours into my GTA 5 save, most of that in GTA Online, I can say, yes, it is actually pretty accurate. It's actually a pretty good adaptation of GTA Online.
It's literally that. I mean, the only thing it's missing is the GTA branding at this point. Although it's kind of funny is that if I look, one of the things I love doing that movie is seeing if I can catch all the Easter eggs because they have like a tank from Halo going down the street. They have a mech suit and like, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that is. Oh, the portal gun, the lightsaber. My favorite is when he takes out Captain America's shield and there's Chris Evans like, what the hell?
Oh, even better, because like the whole language thing.
Mhm.
That's part of the joke.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah,
Like he says, I love how he says what the S.
yeah.
Because you can't say what the F because it's a PG-13 movie. But like, if this was rated R, he would totally be saying what the F. But like,
Mhm.
he wanted him to curse because that it's kind of like a layered joke.
Well,
Like
they could
the
have.
first part of the joke is, wait, Chris Evans is here. Wait, did he just curse?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that they could have had him say the F bomb had Ryan Reynolds not said it early in the movie. The way ratings work, you're allowed one F bomb.
PG-13, one F bomb.
Yep, one F bomb. So if they had traded that one for that one, I think it would have worked better. That one.
That would have been so crazy.
And he takes out the Hulk's fist. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But I love where he goes, catchphrase. But anyway, yeah, I feel like that's not only like GTA Online itself, but really game streaming too, because it had actual
Oh,
streamers be in the movie too.
another game if we're kind of talking about good video game adaptations, got to talk about the first Wreck-It Ralph.
I haven't seen that one. Look at Nick's face. I don't
The
normally
second one
watch those things.
sucks.
Mhm.
The second one sucks, so you don't need to see it. It's all full of date. Like the problem with the second one is it's all full of like dated internet memes that were dated even before the movie even came out.
Mhm.
The first one is more about like the classic arcade era of video games, with touches of like other modern kind of stuff. So it's a bit more timeless, honestly.
Doesn't the
Um,
first doesn't Wreck-It Ralph 2 have Gal Gadot in it? I think she voices someone with a race car.
Possible. I mean, I think I know the character you're talking about. Um, oh my god, the only reason you'd watch Wreck-It Ralph 2 is because
If ever there's a reason to. Yep,
uh,
she plays
yeah,
Shank.
yeah. I will say Wreck-It Ralph 2 does have a really good scene where you have like all the Disney princesses
Oh
and they
yeah,
like make they play fun of their tropes and whatnot. I thought that was a nice, cute little scene.
yeah, I saw it. But yeah, that is a reason to watch Wreck-It Ralph. If ever there's a reason to watch Wreck-It Ralph 2 is to watch Gal Gadot in anything.
Also, it's funny she's playing a race car character when like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, exactly. Who looks like Giselle? So I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like that is definitely an outfit Giselle would be wearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Or even Diana if she was like in a civilian attire.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm sure there's kind of like Wonder Woman biker outfits out there.
You know that when she comes back in the Fast and the Furious, they're gonna make some reference to some like passing joke to her being Wonder Woman.
Probably something with a rope or whatever.
Or they'll go, or like Roman will go, "Oh, it's wonderful to see you. You're a princess.
Yeah.
Weren't you fighting a dude in a bat suit?"
Kind of like how when they brought in Chuck Norris in the Expendables 2, they actually had a Chuck Norris fact in there.
Yeah, and I love the Expendables. Also, when you think about it, is a video game adaptation. It's like any first person shooter where you don't aim down the sight.
Well, no, it's more of a Avengers movie, but for action stars kind of thing.
Well, that's true, but I'm saying you could also take it as as an adaptation of like any shooter because that's pretty much what it was. You just empty a mag into a crowd of bad guys.
Oh, I just realized you're wearing a Mando t-shirt.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I need a Mando hot toy. That's my next one. I need to get. They actually have a life size Grogu, which I think that'd be really cool. But anyway, I'll have him on my seat like he's my actual child. But anyway, yeah, I think
I'm sorry, but I have to have an announcement to make. I just developed cancer.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, yes, I have to see Wreck-It Ralph. There's also Rampage, which when I went to go see that movie, I didn't know was based on a video game, and I went to go see it because it's very much a rock movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We also have to talk about the Pokemon movie because that's a hell of a gaming adaptation movie.
Oh, speaking of Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah, but also the original Pokemon movie, and what's cool about it,
Fun
they
fact: I think you're about to say what I was about to say.
literally took the audio from the original movie and put that with 3D graphics, so they made a more modernized version of the movie.
I've seen clips from that one, and it doesn't look too good. Versus the original, still looks good today.
Well, the original is that's the way it normally looks. A lot of these Pokemon movies look fantastic.
But the 3D one just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't look good for me.
I
Speaking
liked
of
it.
Pokemon, they actually did a Pokemon kind of direct today, and I guess they're doing a claymation style Pokemon thing, like with the resort thing. It should be interesting, you know.
That's cool. But yeah, Detective Pikachu. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, that was actually because my biggest concern going into this movie, and again, Lad and I were both into that Pokemon Go craze back then, and so
It's still going on.
yeah, we went to go see it, and our biggest concern was how the Pokemon going to look. Because if you make them look too realistic, they look terrifying. But if you make them look too cartoony, it's not gonna be believable. I think that movie got the perfect like middle line, so they looked good and like they were from the games and the cartoons.
Yeah, and I feel like the movie hit like the right balance between referencing Pokemon while also keeping it in like a real world setting kind of thing.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, like they had a great attention to detail. Like basically, the way they kind of put it is this area exists within the Pokemon world. Like they say like that basically like the other areas of Pokemon happen, exist. Like they show Sinnoh. They even actually the events of first movie are actually canon because they say, oh, something else happened in the Kanto region 20 years ago, so it's like,
That involved Mewtwo.
yeah, so they directly reference that movie. So like Sinnoh and then there's like the Sinnoh championship, there's a poster in there. um it makes perfect sense because Rhyme City is more of like an American kind of thing. It's more seems more like yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So Ash could exist in this universe.
And can I say Ryan Reynolds was fantastic as Detective Pikachu?
Yeah, I would agree. Also, like they brought in the original Pikachu actress, because there's like that one scene where like he's trying to see if he could talk to other people, and like he actually had like the Pikachu be like a
Hmm.
Pika Pika kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like that. You also had Cassie Lang plays the other human in this show, although I didn't like her in Quantumania.
She is really cute though. Like
She's
she's
it's
cute as hell. I'm
it's
sorry, I gotta say
it's
it.
it's not my issue with her as an actress. It's my issue with the writing in this case. But
Yeah, like she did a
Mhm.
good job in Detective Pikachu. I think she's a good, good
She
actress.
could maybe do a spoiler, maybe.
Actually, I would have her be uh the blonde Wonder Girl.
Cassie Sandsmark. Ooh, I like that.
I mean, she could even do Stargirl,
I was
honestly.
about, I was about to say she can even do Supergirl.
Oh yeah, she'd kill it as Supergirl.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, we have all our fan castings in there, but yeah, that's pretty.
Oh,
That's actually
oh,
pretty good.
oh, oh. You want to know who I'd want to play Power Girl?
Who?
Um, Melissa Raunch,
Who was that?
Bernadette on Big Bang Theory.
No,
She doesn't normally speak like that though. Like the way she talks.
I know that, but that would be so funny.
Well, first off, she's actually a decent actress.
Well, yeah.
She's a little bit older, but she's young. Like she could pull off Power Girl first and foremost. Also, like she's pretty stacked enough. So
Plus, here's the thing: Power Girl is not the age of Supergirl. She's a little older anyway, so it works.
yeah, I think Melissa Raunch could do it perfectly. I think she'd be a great Power Girl.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I could definitely see that. I was like, oh, that's actually really good.
Watch. They cast Brie Larson as Power Girl.
In which case, I'm not seeing that movie.
Neither will I.
Yeah, the problem with it is that Brie Larson does not have the build to be Power Girl.
In her defense, I think she was decent in Kong Skull Island. I think she was fine.
That was the one movie where I saw her in where she was tolerable.
I mean, she was good in Scott Pilgrim. Like, I mean,
Oh
well,
yeah,
she's based.
oh yeah. But
Um,
I'm halfway through that movie, and the half that I have watched, I freaking love.
you need to watch the rest of the movie. It's literally
I'll
what.
gonna do that tomorrow. It's a comic book.
Oh, well, hey, we're talking about video game adaptations. Well, this is not necessarily like comic. It's more of a comic book adaptation. It has video game elements. Like the film literally begins with the opening music from Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is so good.
Like they bring the fairy fountain music into it.
Mhm.
Like, there's a moment where it goes like doesn't get it to get it, where they use a sonic sound effect. Um, there's like a dream sequence where you're using fairy fountain music. It's
Mhm.
like
That's just a great pop cultural movie in general, but yeah, but
have you played the video game, Scott Pilgrim video game?
no, I haven't.
It's just downloadable on like pretty much any console. It's like a classic beat 'em up kind of thing. It's pretty fun. You should try it out.
I'll check it out. But so let's see. What's another really good? What's one more great? Let's do one more great and one more bad game adaptation.
Okay. We haven't talked about before yet.
We talked about Sonic.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind a good video game. I'm trying to think of like a good video game adaptation we got in like the 2000s. There wasn't many of
Here's
them.
one: an Injustice video game starring the original DCEU actors.
I thought we were talking about ones that actually released.
No, I'm talking about live action.
Yeah, but like you're talking about like live action.
Oh yeah, dang it! I'm like, that's just something I want. That's the way to get Henry Cavill back.
Yeah, you were playing the speculation game.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Sorry,
like,
sorry. Good video game adaptations.
well, I'm gonna do the bad one. Mario Brothers. That one is, I'd say
Infamous.
that one. It falls under the so bad it's good category. Oh, okay. I got to give a shout out to Street Fighter from the 90s.
Mhm.
That
Of
one
course.
is definitely, of course. That one is definitely a so bad it's good movie. But here's the thing: if you watch it like it's a action comedy, it's literally one of the best movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you watch it with like as if it's like an action comedy, like they're trying to like do like a loving parody, it is amazing.
Yeah.
No, I think. Hey, I think you've lost your mind. No, I think you've lost your balls.
No, but it's like
They had like Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, like the most American Frenchman ever.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like going off of that, when I recently rewatched the Injustice animated movie, and here's the thing about it. If you detach your knowledge of Injustice from it, it's actually a pretty decent movie, except for what they do to the Flash. But that's besides the point. But because Nick, in the battle in the fight scenes in this movie, they shot for shot recreate all their super moves.
Okay, as far as like good ones, I got two.
Okay,
these are kind of underrated. You have Resident Evil Degeneration.
Actually, we'll do that. So the way that this is going to go, by the way, is that Nick and I decided that instead of doing memes and like jokes, every week is going to be a top 5 list of like
and we'll have
a varying topic.
In the next episode, we'll have like the new title thing. So we're doing, we'll be kind of listing. So we're just going to name our favorites, kind of, but yeah, we kind of bungled this a little bit. But like, so you got Resident Evil.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were going first. Go ahead.
So as far as the good ones, my two are Resident Evil Degeneration, which is a kind of like a direct-to-DVD CG animated movie that's actually pretty good.
I saw one of those, I remember I liked it.
It takes place after the events of Resident Evil 4, and it reunites Leon and Claire, and they're kind of facing like a tyrant kind of thing. It's pretty good. The CG is low budget, as you can imagine, but it's overall pretty good. The next one, I have to give a shout out to Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
I haven't watched it.
It is a canonical sequel to Final Fantasy VII. The CG action is really good. Came out like 2007-ish. It is just honestly really good. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you'd love it.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the Resident Evil animated movie that I watched, maybe you can tell me which one this is. There's one where they're in an airport.
I think that's Degeneration. That
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
then that's the one I watched. I remember I really liked that one.
Yeah, I watched that with my friend like ages ago. That was a good one.
But anyway, so I'm going to start off with Halo 4 Unto Dawn and Halo Nightfall. Those
Oh
were
my
good
God.
adaptations.
I'm not a Halo fan, and I loved Forward Unto Dawn.
Dude, legit, that was yes, and that was the first time we really saw the Master Chief fighting in live action, and that dude, that
I mean, the thing that initially attracted me to it was one of the women in that movie was Susan from Chronicles of Narnia.
yeah, I
And
was like, oh wait a second here.
I mean, it's the eyes. You can just tell
But
from the eyes. She's
legit,
got like these amazing eyes.
what that movie captured is that the whole war with the Covenant wasn't really well known until like a little while, a couple of years afterwards, because they tried to keep what happened in the beginning of the war hush hush and classified for like a long time. It's only when like plans started disappearing, and the Spartan program too. So that's why everyone thought he was a robot. No one knew he was a kid. And then it's like, but they capture like even the Chief's footsteps sound hard when he's walking. He jabs a grenade in a hunter's back, which by the way they updated Halo MCC so you can actually do that assassination in the game.
Also, didn't they get like the actual like Halo voice actor for that role?
No, it wasn't. It was not Steve Downs.
Oh, it sounded like a Master Chief kind of thing.
They had he had a better voice than published than the dude that did him in the show. Yeah,
Doesn't Jeremy Irons play him now or something?
No, this still Steve Downs.
Okay, so Jeremy Irons never played Master Chief.
He's played Splinter Cell in a few in like most of those games.
It's just me. Like, I'm sorry, that scene, like that scene hits hard.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's mostly just Steve Downs, and the thing about it is that this guy kind of also got like I forget who did the 400 Dawn voice, but when you think about it, at that point in the Chief's life, he was like 14, 15 years old, so he wasn't really like a 30-year-old. Because remember, when these guys were like, I think 11 or so, that's when they were augmented, where they were grown significant. They went through a massive growth spurt that had all the augmentations done. Because you can't, what they established in Halo lore is that if an unaugmented human uses the armor, it's so reactive that like if I move my arm like that, the elbow will bend backwards. It's that reactive. So that's why they had like enhanced skeletons. But yeah, that's why it was like these guys are such badasses. But I love it, and it's a good like prequel to Halo 4, even though Halo 4 had a crappy story. But anyway, so it's those, and Nightfall was honestly really good because it captured the idea of soldiering and being a soldier. Like one of the guys is a Spartan that went AWOL. I think you would actually dig that, and you can actually find it on YouTube.
And one more that I want to give a shout out to is Mortal Kombat Legacy, which it started out as like a fan film, and they actually got like some really good actors. So okay, let me just kind of set the scene for you. Jax is played by Michael Jai White.
Okay, I could see that.
Sonya Blade is played by Jerry Ryan.
Who's Jerry Ryan?
7 of 9.
Oh yes, I could see that.
And like Jax is like the police chief and whatnot, you know. And so Warner Brothers liked that so much, they commissioned a web series. So you got like a full-on season 1 where like they kind of just did like setting up to the tournament. Like they had Matt Mullins play Johnny Cage. I know him from Kamen Rider Dragonite. Like he's actually also fun fact, Matt Mullins actually was in a movie with Michael Jai White called Blood and Bone, which actually is a really good movie, by the way. You should see it. There's another actor in Blood and Bone who you'd be familiar with. Dante Bosco is in it.
Who is he?
Zuko.
Oh, okay. I'm
Zuko slash Rufio.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to these actors' names.
Yeah, Blood and Bone is a really good movie, by the way.
Mhm.
It's a good kind of like martial arts kind of movie.
Sweet,
Um,
but
but
yeah.
anyway, getting back to Mortal Kombat. So they do a season 1, it's really good, and then they do a season 2, which is like the actual tournament. They bring back the original Shang Tsung from the 1996 movie to replay that role, which was like freaking awesome, you know. I'm trying to think of like they recasted Johnny Cage, which kind of made me a little bit mad. But you know Kenshi, you know the blind swordsman from
I
Mortal
think
Kombat.
so. Hmm.
He was played by Daniel Sonsworth, the Quantum Ranger from Power Rangers Time Force.
Oh, really? Wow, that's cool.
And then they also had Mark Dacascos.
Hmm.
Uh, he's another martial arts actor. He's been in like lots of stuff on Guaranteed Seen stuff. Well, he
Hmm.
was in Comrade Dragon Knight too, by the way.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm a nerd. He plays Kung Lao, and he's just. Have you seen John Wick 3?
Yes, I have.
You know that one martial artist that's like a big fan of John Wick, like the fanboy.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's Mark Dacascos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's been in everything. Like he was
Hmm.
once in like a House of Iron Chef at some point. But he's Kung Lao in this,
Hmm.
and he is amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, and I would say one more for me, if I had to say like one of my,
One more, and then we'll wrap this up.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to not say like Sonic because that's the obvious answer because awesome,
Mm-hmm.
but because I was really into Sonic back in the day, and like
I still am.
the Shadow game was my jam, dude, because it's Sonic with a machine gun, and it's Sonic who cursed. I'm like, yes.
Oh jeez.
He goes, damn it, every time he gets hit. It's so good, and the branching. I love games that have branching storylines and multiple endings. It's really cool because choices have consequences. There you go.
Yes. Yes.
But if I had to pick video game adaptations, I would have to say
Movie or TV show.
movie or TV. The
And,
Last of Us.
and you're
I
allowed
like
to
it,
have your opinion, even if it's wrong.
even if it's wrong. Even though we're doing this on my StreamYard account.
It's my channel.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, so and by the way, guys, drop in the comments what your favorite and least favorite game adaptations are. We'd love to see if like we missed one that you guys can think of.
Yeah. So
Or actually, one more thing. It's not a game movie, but it perfectly encapsulates what playing a tough video game is. Live, die, repeat. The Edge of Tomorrow.
yeah, that's actually based off a manga. It's technically a
Mhm.
comic book adaptation.
Yeah, but it's pretty much a video game movie in that it captures playing Halo on Legendary, making incremental progress.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good
Fantastic
pick.
movie. But anyway, so that's all I got. So Nick, do you want to? So again, like, comment, subscribe, share with your fellow gamer friends, and remember, definitely comment your favorite and least favorite adaptations.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I am Nick from the Phoenix Press, and this is Jarek from Comics League. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one who has to walk through it.